Imagine the power you'd have if you were obsessed with yourself, like you are with others. Imagine how powerful you would be if you gave yourself the energy you give others. Imagine how unstoppable you'd be if you were obsessed with yourself. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to go through the 5 laws of self-obsession. Being obsessed with yourself is so important because it is strongly connected to your self-concept and self-esteem and your self-love. These things dictate how your external life looks like. This is why in today's video I'm going to teach you how you can become obsessed with yourself. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first law: maintain your independence even if you are in a relationship. Many people make the mistake of getting into a relationship and then abandoning themselves. What do I mean by this? If you abandon yourself, you may stop your hobbies, you may stop doing things that are joyful for you, you may stop seeing your friends. This has happened to me when I got into my first relationship. And this way, you are relying on the other person to make you feel happy, to make you feel whole, to make you feel complete, because you have lost the things or you have given up on the things that make you happy. When you get into a relationship, you need to continue pursuing your self-love and you need to continue putting yourself first. I know this is difficult because when you get into a relationship, especially if this is your first relationship, you may feel that everything revolves around that person. This is so good, that is so good. But no, life revolves around you. You are the main character of your life, and you need to not forget that. Of course, we are social creatures and we need different relationships in our life. That may be relationship with your friends, your family, for example, a loving relationship with your partner, but you need to understand the concept that loving yourself does not equal not loving others. And also getting into a relationship does not equal not loving yourself. The key here is to find a balance between your personal life that you have with yourself and the relationship you have with your partner. Because many of us, as well as I did, fall into the mistake of truly putting the other person before you. But that is not the case that we would like to achieve, because you need to understand also that you have 3 lives. There is your partner's life, there is your own life, and then there is the life that you live together. And of course, for your partner, his or her life comes first. For you, your own life should come first, and then there is the life that you build and you are living together. So I truly advise you to just look at your life for a second and imagine what your life looked like before you got into a relationship, for example. Then I want you to look at the life that you lived before the relationship. I personally do this by going through my camera roll and see what you have lost or what you may have neglected since getting into that relationship. And that way you will easily get back into your old life and easily get back the things that you may have put aside because you got into a relationship. Self-obsession law number 2: get selective with the people you call your friends. Many of us think that the number of friends we have equals the worth that we have or that we are, but that is not true. Having a lot of friends and surrounding yourself with lots of people may actually mean lacking boundaries. Now, what do I mean by this? When you lack boundaries, you do not set boundaries for your friends, for your partner, for example, but in this case, your friends. You surround yourself with people who do not align to you. It is so important to surround yourself with people who align with you, who have the same mindset as you, who have the same goals as you, because that way you can support each other. But if you surround yourself with people who do not have the same mindset because you have not set boundaries, then they will actually start to shrink you down onto their level, and they will start to change your mindset in a negative way. And choosing friends wisely is also something that comes from authenticity. Because if you are authentic, you will not align with many people. Because when you are nice, when you are fake a little bit, when you are smiley with everybody and like everybody and talking to everybody, then people may like you more. That is true, that is okay, because you are more likable to people. But that way, you are not being authentic to your true self. So, being authentic may not get you lots of friends, but it will get you your true friends and people who truly align with you. So, for example, if you are an ambitious person, then I truly advise you to surround yourself with people who are also ambitious, who also have goals that are out of their comfort zone, who also have to work towards their goals, because that way you will be able to grow together and you will be able to step outside of your comfort zones together. The third law is falling in love with your failures. Failure is a natural part of life. Yes, so many people are scared of it, but the thought, the feeling of failure shouldn't scare you. It should motivate you. Because just think about it. If everything in your life feels easy and you have achieved it with not much work, everything just falls into your hands, then you have probably not had to get out of your comfort zone. And if you do not get out of your comfort zone regularly, then you are not growing. And the scariest place to be is in the same place you were a year ago. And if you do not step out of your comfort zone and do not embrace change and do not try to change the things that you don't like, for example, then you will be stuck in the same place. Failure is not something that you should be scared of. It should be something that motivates you. You need to understand that winners are simply failures who have just tried again and again. Because people who have achieved big things have learned to fail because they have failed so many times, but they tried again. And this is how they could achieve the big things that they achieved and the things that nobody else thought they were going to be able to achieve. And a thought that scares me and motivates me to step outside of my comfort zone is that if I don't try new things, if I don't try things that I may fail in or fail at, then I am not reaching my full potential. And my biggest fear in life is not reaching my full potential. And failures are stepping stones to your success. And if they happen, when they happen, because yes, you will fail at some point in your life in something. It may be a small one, it may be a big one, but the key is what you do afterwards. Do you let yourself be sad about failing and not trying again? Or do you try again? Does it motivate you to try again next time harder? And you will learn so much from your mistakes. You do not learn from anything that much as from your own mistakes. And when you are doing this, when you, for example, have a mistake or when something happens to you that you did not expect in that way to happen, just remember that it is probably for your highest good, because you are learning so much from that you are going to use that knowledge in so many places in your future. And you had to experience that failure in order to grow in the future. The fourth law is detach from the past. Now we know this is something that is very easily said, but very difficultly done. Our past may dictate the present that we have. That is not a good thing, but yes, for many people, it dictates our present, and that way it dictates our future. That is why it is so important to let go of past experiences. But how do we do that? The technique that I use when there is, for example, something that I'd like to let go of, for example, a bad experience, a trauma that I'd like to detach from, is that I meditate. And in this meditation, I let myself feel. I let myself complete the pattern. So the key in when you are trying to let go of past experiences is that you need to complete the pattern, because in the past you may have had bad experiences in which you didn't let yourself feel fully. And that is why that past experience is still haunting you. You are still thinking about that. Is because in that moment you chose not to feel it truly. And there's a really great meditation for this. I'm going to link it down below. That actually allows you and guides you through completing the pattern. And the key is to let yourself feel. Let yourself feel that pain that you didn't let yourself feel when that experience happened in the past. And by feeling it and letting yourself feel it truly, you are completing the pattern. And that is how you will be able to let go of that bad memory or that bad experience. Another thing is that you shouldn't be scared of sometimes feeling bad. You shouldn't be scared of having these traumas, having these bad experiences, because everybody has these. Everybody has them. I have them, you have them, the person sitting next to you in university, classwork has them. The point here is to truly let yourself feel and let yourself embrace the past. And also, the reason I'm not scared of these experiences is because these show you how much you have grown. These show you that you were a certain version of you in the past and you have evolved from that version of you. And now you are a different, newer version of you. And you wouldn't make that mistake, for example, that version of you has made, because you have grew so much, and these experiences show you how much you have changed. And these experiences had to happen for a reason, because you had to learn something from these experiences, and you have learned that, and now you can be this new version of yourself. But the key here is to find a balance, because if you let yourself dwell on the past so much, then that will determine your present and future. You need to find a time and a place where you can truly relax and, for example, get into this meditative state and let go of that bad past experience, because you shouldn't let that dictate your present and future. So try to find a balance, but also do not feel shame or guilt for sometimes being sad about these past experiences, and that is normal. So do not feel shame about that. The fifth law is set achievable daily habits so as to transform into your desired self. Now you need to understand that this won't be easy, because it requires motivation, discipline, and also intention. When you are creating new habits, your mind will work against you because it is unfamiliar to your mind. These new habits are unfamiliar. Whereas the old habits that you have, that may be good, may be bad, but they are familiar. And your mind will support those habits that you already have as habits more than the new habits that you are trying to create. An exercise that I'd like you to do if you want to create these habits that transform you into your desired self is to write down a day of your desired self. What does she do? What does she look like? Her hobbies, what she does in the morning, in the evening, and look at what habits she has. And try to incorporate those habits into your current life. And that way, you will easily transform into that version of yourself. Or another exercise is, for example, if you had done or if you did a vision board in the beginning of the year, then look at that vision board and try to think about what habits you need in order to achieve those goals that you have set for yourself. Another great tip is to look into the current habits that you have. Look into whether they have a positive or a negative effect on your life right now. And if they have a negative effect, then try to change that habit to a positive one. Of course, this will not be easy, as I already said so, but try it, and I'm sure you will do such great things for yourself, and your future self will thank you that you have changed your bad habits or that you have set new habits that are closer to getting you to your desired self. These were the 5 laws of self-obsession. I hope you find these laws useful and that you will incorporate them into your life and you will become even more obsessed with yourself. Thank you for being here with me in this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!